Hello and welcome everybody to another race in this year's Cast Boots tourney. Today between Teto and Captain 1977. The runners are about to start, and in a few seconds we will see how they head towards the castle and do the escape sequence. And meanwhile, I of course have to announce our tracker today, who is Fishing Boo, one of the most reliable and superb trackers we got. He decided to join us quite spontaneously, and therefore a great thanks. And now we're seeing the countdown, and in 5 seconds the runners will start the game. Here we are. At least Captain start the game. To the runners, it's the third game of both of them. Both are standing 1-1. Teto won his first race against Captain and lost his second against Seb yesterday. It was quite close at the end. And Captain lost, of course, against Teto in the first matchup, and the win he got against... I can't read my own writings here. Captain won against Carrie Olive. And in the uncle's chest, both got a mushroom here. So that means maybe an early visit at the potion shop. So I hope my sound is better now. If not, please tell me in the chat so that I can do another adjustment and maybe get it better. Yeah, and both runners, of course, like always in the Cast Boots, are doing their way through the castle. Nothing much to see yet, but maybe later. Maybe let's do some predictions about the race and about the runners. On the one hand, we have Teto, which is a quite experienced German runner who's playing, like, I guess, for 6-7 years, maybe even more. And on the other hand, there is Captain. I don't know too much about him, but I had a look into the race time GG, and his first match has been late in 2021. That means he is playing for about 3 years now. And yeah, in the first match we had to see that Teto is here and there quite a little more execution strong. But of course we are playing Rando, and that means nothing. Teto, for his standards, played quite thoroughly. Usually he skips everything. And this is at least one possibility, one of the possibilities for Captain to win this race against him. Teto's grabbing some bombs here. And look at Teto's side, he died. He actually died in the escape sequence. Yeah, commentary's curse. I just said something about quite strong runner and quite experienced. Here you see what he is. He's a dead runner for at least a second. Yeah, that happens to the best. Of course, nobody can prevent that always. Yeah, and that brings Captain in a quite comfortable lead for the moment. Yeah, that's it. Captain did a 5-13 roundish. Grabs the Moon Pearl out of the Sank chest. That's nice to have. Of course, Teto will grab it as well in a few moments. And Captain on his way to... Did he forget Bonk Rocks? I had a focus on Teto's side here. But anyways, Captain is on his way to the Lumberjack ledge, which will give us information if Aga is required early or not. It's not, it's just a hard container. Yeah, and Teto here with a quite decent sub-6 escape sequence. Like in standard. Okay, if Captain skipped the bonk box, he did not miss anything. There was just a piece of heart. But therefore in the woods, second sword, the Master Sword, which is always quite nice to have early, so you don't have to think about it later, how to defeat Ganon. Yeah, and while Teto is runs after, Captain is on his way to Kakariko. Let's see if we have a Stackariko today. Would be nice, just because we have not seen too much progression this far. And let's check out what Blind has hidden for us. Nothing. Fire Rod, nice to have. And 100 rupees. Yeah, the Fire Rod later opens Skullwoods in the... Oh, and the gloves here. So we are just one item away from Dark Access. And as I said, with the Fire Rod in hand and Dark Access maybe in Kakariko now, it would be possible to enter the Dark World from here and immediately defeat Skullwoods and the boss in it, if it's a crystal. Let's see. The bottle vendor with 50% taxes today. A bottle in the back of tavern is of course nice because you can turn it immediately. And Captain already got his red mail, which means we are on our way to a nice and easy baby seat maybe. But of course both runners are able to defeat the game without quite good equipment, so they don't need it. And speaking speaking of baby seat, there's our temper sword on the library. Yeah, and that really makes a seat very easy. Maybe a few more heart containers would be desirable, but for the moment 5 should be enough. And Captain on his way to the Southshore now. Let's see what the dam has for us today. A bunch of bombs. And a bunch of rupees. Okay, no progression here. Oh, and Captain decides to head toward a desert area. Which is not the most common play, I guess. Most players would prefer to do the rest of the south route with 5 more checks in Mini Moldom Cave and a lot of checks which are not in logic, but you can sequence break in the water, in the lake and at Zora. Zora money is existing, so maybe this is a kind of Hail Mary play by Captain, because he feels a little weaker maybe, and wants to do some checks which Teto will do later, or probably later. But got nothing on the desert ledge, nothing at Agina. So yeah, he has to continue his South Shore route now. Yeah, and that gave Teto some space to catch up here, if he decides to not to play desert area later. And what does the Moldoms have for us? Nothing, and more of nothing. Okay, still no progression. Yeah, we have to mention we are exactly 1 item away from Dark World access and 1 item away from Dark World access by Aganim, which would be the lamp. Yeah, there was a quake at the Iceward Cave, but no big advantage for Teto here. Captain is heading towards it as well. Yeah, sets up a water walk. And now we will see the water checks. Makes absolutely sense. There is money for Zora. There's a Moon Pearl. That means the runners can take Hobo with them. The only downside is that there is no way, at least no way I know, to get the item on the waterfall ledge if there is something. But obviously that is a risk the runners are willing to take. Yeah, and the lead, maybe lead, flipped another time. Captain skipped hobo and went immediately towards the waterfall fairy cave, which as well has no progression for us. And the visitation at hobo makes Teto's play a little slower, as he has to swim a little more and can't dash the whole way. And let's see what's it's on Zora. Zora, the single check here, which is in logic. And it's yet another bunch of bombs. Even no progression here. Yeah, and what is Captain doing now? Is this a mountain play? Yes, it is. Ah, okay. He needs to bonk rocks as well. I think he forgot it in the beginning. Yeah, but is he willing to go up to the mountain? There are 3 checks out of logic only. Of course, he gets another save and quick point with that. But well, okay, we can do it. Other locations which are available are the checks in the eastern area. 3 at Southshore and 2 or 3 in eastern. Eastern is a crystal, by the way. Yeah, but let's see if this sequence break pays out. Not yet. Just 20 rupees on the old man. Yeah, and if nothing is in Speckrock Cave, I suppose either the mushroom... Oh, and speaking of Speckrock, on Speckrock itself, there is our hammer. And Captain immediately enters the Speckrock Cave for nothing. Yeah, so we need a mirror. Maybe we will see it in the eastern area. Or maybe something entirely other stuff. And we get the mirror later. That is, of course, possible as well. But yeah, the hammer, unless it's our Dark World access, is a nice information for Captain. Depending where the mirror is. If Teto finds the mirror here, which he does not. Well, the thing is, you can combine the hammer with the Eastern Death Mountain. So if you get a mirror, you can do all the stuff in the light world there. Yeah, and Teto is not about to go to the mountain. He is dipping Eastern, and we know, since nothing on the mushroom has been right. Missed it, unfortunately. I guess nothing was there, so Eastern has to be our solution now. Okay, 1 item out of Eastern. Yeah, and that double dip later for Captain to the mountain kinda equal. Oh, the lamp in Eastern. Oh, Teto was about to save and quit. That's what I meant earlier. He tends to skip a lot and play super aggressively, and he was about to skip the dungeon. And we all know he has to at least clear the items out of it, because anything has to be there, and that had been huge if he did. But he didn't, decides correctly. Yeah, and chat is saying the lamp brings us Aganim in logic. But with just the gloves and without a bow, there is not really too much follow-up plays in the Dark World. There is, of course, the Aga ledge and maybe a bow-locked pod. Could be not bow-locked, of course, but who knows? And the Bicky in the vanilla Bicky chest here, so Teto has to do another trip here. Yeah, and this possibly could be one of these nice and lovely clown seats we get here and there. Maybe there's the mirror on Agalet or behind Aganim, so you get immediately Dark World access after you defeated Aga. Would be nice. Okay, and Teto decides to access the mountain as well before he plays Aga. So the play of Captain earlier equalizes here. But the nice thing here is, due to the Aga play, we will pretty precisely know who is ahead after they've done it and how far. Yeah, and while both runners are doing the exact same the other runner has done already, here, of course, shout out to our runners. Our tracker Fishing Boo posted their Twitch channels. As I said earlier, Teto, a quite big German streamer and quite good runner, as his last results show as well. Yeah, and Captain is doing a lot of commentary, I guess, and I don't know about his numbers, but he's a pretty nice guy, and I can imagine that's nice to watch him as well. So, long story short, follow the runners. And they are in sync, heading into Aga's Tower. They are exactly same. Exactly even. But with the knowledge that Teto died earlier in the castle, we know Teto maybe made a little time here while the routing shenanigans. Yeah, now let's silently enjoy the Aga's Tower. Yeah, and here we can see the differences in execution, maybe a little. It's quite nice what Captain is performing here, but Teto was able to make 10 seconds. About 10 seconds, I guess. Let's count. Yeah, should be 8. So this is pretty much the experience he has, maybe. However, he says about himself, his execution is not the best, so he can't compete with guys like, let's say, Eri or Flippy or whatever. But of course, if you are playing this game 5, 6 years, 7 years, of course you get the routines in it, and there's a point you know enough to be quite execution strong. Yeah, and unfortunately we missed to play a blue ball guessing game here. I didn't even count, but I think we are going to get 2-digit. Okay, chat said 8. So congratulations to everybody who did his own guessing game and guessed 8. Okay, Agaledge, only bombs. Pot is green pendant. And yeah, Pot and Catfish are the only checks we have right now. And Teto decides to skip Catfish before Pot. Let's see if Captain does the same. No, Captain is checking the Catfish here. Let's see if this is a bow that could be huge. Or the mirror, maybe. Okay, first things first. Let's see if Pot is ball lock or not. We will see in a second. Oh, both checks come quite simultaneously. Okay, Pot is not ball locked. At least not until here. And Catfish has nothing. So this way was not worth it. So probably, or not probably, the only thing we got left, we know any kind of progression has to be in Pot now. And there it is, there is the mirror. Yeah, how will Teto decide? Okay, he goes further. With the mirror in hands, the mountain is now open, because we know on the spec rock there is our hammer. Yeah, and with the hammer in hands, the dark world is accessible through actual portals. And what is Teto doing? Is he realized? Okay, what is he doing? I think he tried to set up a bottle glitch. Ah, he is bottle glitching with a ferry. Okay. I knew that it is possible, but it's something you see not too often. Most of the times the runners have a goo. Okay, there was a big key and a small key on the bowlock side, so that means the whole dungeon now is open for Teto, but the boss. And that could be huge for Captain if he wastes his small keys. Of course, just if he does not the ferry glitch. Not sure if he knows how to. Yeah, it looks like he is not going to do a bottle glitch here. Okay, now big chest at Tito's side. Let's see if something is in it. Nope, just a few arrows. That means the mirror is our solution. Yeah, and that of course, that leads Teto immediately to the mountain, I guess. Yes. Other place would be possible as well. Now with the... Oh, no, of course not. First he has to get the armor, sorry. Thought he already has it. Yeah, and that opens Hera, that opens the right side of the mountain with a bunch of checks. That opens the Dark World via Kakariko or Southshore portal later. But with the Firewater, I can't imagine one of the runners is willing to go into the Dark Worlds via the Southshore portal. Skullwoods is a crystal. Yeah, pendants at all. Turtle Rock and Desert are our trash pendants today, and Pot, as mentioned earlier, is the green pendant. Yes, indeed, the seed is quite linear. Which maybe advantages the stronger runner a little. The execution stronger runner. But as we all know, one single check can decide a whole game. A nice example we had in the Teto's game yesterday, which he played against Seb. Teto was quite in the lead, but missed his Master Sword, had to look for it, and missed his silvers as well. And that led to... and Teto is falling down at... Hold on here. Not in best check today, maybe. Which led to a situation that Teto was quite faster, did Ganon's Tower quite faster, but had to look for a second sword after that, and skipped the silvers as well. Yeah, and that meant Seb won the race by 30 seconds. Yeah, and that is another way how it can go. Yeah, and Teto now on its way to the right side of the Death Mountain. With 8 more checks and 1 side check. Yeah, speaking of the steering side check, it's the ether. We don't know yet if it's required or not. Oh, and Captain falls down as well, but he does it properly. At least he fell down 2 levels. And have I seen Zomaria there at Teto while dashing? Okay, no Zomaria at Teto and Bombos here. It was just any kind of display bug while item dashing, probably. Because I'm sure it was red. Well, I think Maya is open, at least logically. At that moment we get our mids, because with the mids the ether is in logic and accessible, and that means the runners have access to all 3 medallions, and one of them will open Maya for us. Yeah, and as I said earlier, none of the runners will go into the dark world via Southshore. Here you see what Teto is doing. He contradicts immediately. But it's not getting rewarded yet. Hype Cave was empty. Okay, I know what he's doing. I got it. Now he will go to Stompy, K45 and stuff, and digging game, and then he can combine T-Stone with Skullwoods and the North Road. At least as long he... there's our Zomaria in K45. And here's a digging game for Teto. Oh, with the mids. That's a little so now if he does the purple chest later, he has to do a little inefficient routing, because he just did the southern checks. But maybe he just skips it, and so no worries. Yeah, and Captain is heading towards... Oh, there's a powder in the brewery. And Captain is heading towards Skullwood at first. Which makes sense, it's a crystal dungeon and he can finish it. Okay, nice divergence here. But we'll converge later again, of course. One from the north, the other from the south. And there is our flippers at the Smiths. Yeah, that can slowly but steadily, I guess, we can start count items for Go mode. But first, let's see what the bet has for us. Just 10 arrows. Yeah, Teto requires a bow, of course. Now with his mids, the Isa is accessible, so we have definitely Mire access. And we need a flute and a hookshot, and that's it. Three items left. Captain here struggling a little to get his small key, which he does not even really require because he had one. But of course, it's safety. He has to go in the front later. At least if he has not both items out, one is out, I guess. Oh, and Captain died at Mothula. Of course, he has a ferry as well, which Teto spent earlier in port. Oh, and I see he has another ferry, so no bigger issues here. Mothula goes down with a compass. That means one more item left in Skullwoods. Or even two? One or two items left, at least. Skullwoods on Captain's side, we have a quite dire MSU here, which I like very much. Yeah, nothing in Skullwoods, I guess. That means for Captain, he now checks the Bumper Ledge cave with the butter sword, but is not willing to grab it because he already has a temper sword and it's not... Oh, hookshot here in the Thievestown big chest. That means 2 items left for Teto 2's go mode. Yeah, and the butter sword, of course, is not that big of an amplification for Captain's equipment. And it's not worth to invest like 30 to 40 seconds. Okay, Teto on blind now. Let's see if we get a perfect blind script. Phase 1 and 2 have been quite nice. Phase 3 not that nice, but that play does the trick. And there the bow. Teto on fire here. He's getting everything by his routing. That means flute now for Teto. Yeah, and I'm not sure if this brings him in the most comfortable situation here, because he just has one item left and lots of checks left as well. Yeah, and of course he knows that his opponent will also be quite early in this situation, and he has to think if he skips here and there an item, so that his opponent can't run him away from him too fast. You know what I mean. What I meant is in this situation, if you play too thoroughly, you can waste too much time to get the win later. Oh, and I missed the book earlier. And the shovel as well. Okay, fetch quest town today. Okay, the shovel comes in handy for Captain, just because he has to check the south road later, which Teto does before. Yeah, right. Thieves Town had 4 unique items. Here a slight smoother modular fight at Teto's side. Grabs his crystal as well. Yeah, and let's make some theory crafting about the flute's position. Oh, Pet is not dead. Now it's dead. Yeah, of course, it is possible that flute has been there. But it's not, it's just couch cache or arrows, something like that. Okay, and with this information, Teto is heading towards Ice Palace, I suppose, yes. Yeah, and what I was about to say was, let's make some theory crafting about the flute spot. For Teto, it would be great if the flute is on his way through the dungeons, which all are accessible, but Maya. Yeah, and for Captain, it would be great if it's on the shovel, maybe? Yeah, shovel would be great for Captain, because vanilla, by the way, because he will check the shovel soon, and for Teto, it's a quite late check. Another great check would be the purple chest, which Teto didn't. Okay, Shed is sure, flute is on TR. Makes sense, it's a blue item. And yeah, so I think we know the position now. So anyways, we are in kinda of meme no mode. At least it's a meme seed. Yeah, now we can estimate how far is Teto in the lead here. It's quite a few minutes, maybe, probably. Let's see, I don't know if there is one item left in ice, and if Teto will grab it, it would be on icy. Yeah, and Teto skips it. I'm not sure. And Captain here is about to grab his Zomaria. Decent fight against Coldstay here. Okay, Coldstay Compass. I had a look on Teto's tracker, and Ice Palace is empty, so that means he knew beforehand that Ice Tea is empty as well. Yeah, and where's he heading next? Probably Swamp. Yeah, looks like Swamp. Can combine it with a Bombos tablet. If you want, maybe he does it after. Yeah, that Captain side, the classical 55 minutes hide cave here. Where have the flippers been again? Because Captain still does not have them. Yeah, flippers are required. That's why I'm asking. And unfortunately, I forgot where they've been. Ah, at the Smith. Right. Okay. What is Captain doing? Is he heading back towards Kakariko to get the Smith chain? But things first, let's see what is on the shovel here. Just 10 bombs. It's a unique item, but not the desired one. Okay, and Teto obviously is not willing to play left side swamp. That surprised me a lot if he did. Yeah, and meanwhile, Captain is on his second trip to the mountain with the entire Dark Death Mountain in logic, including Turtle Rock. Yeah, okay, but Turtle Rock is Ether as well, if I've seen correctly. And with Turtle Rock at the pennant, of course, it's not the first destination you want to enter. Let's see on Tito's side. I guess 2 items left in Mire, in Swamp. Nice and clean here. Cold Stair goes down. Okay, 1 item left. 2 items, not sure. At least 1. I've seen a compass or a map. If I'm not mistaken. Yeah, but pretty sure he will not return. Nope. Nice hook shot here, hook speed. Yeah, and on Captain's side, he is clearing the hookshot cave, and yeah, that wasn't the answer as well. But he got the ice sword, which I missed, but I see it in the tracker, of course. Here, another thank you to Fishing Boom. Yeah, and Captain is grabbing his ether right now, and maybe he enters Turtle Rock and looks for the flute. And if the shed is not mistaken, and we actually have a meme seed, the flute will be there. Nice divergence here. Teto is turning in the red bomb against the 2 items on the pyramid ferry for a hard container and 20 rupees. Not the solution. Well, I guess even if the flute is in Turtle Rock, yeah, that is what I was about to say. Teto is heading toward the mountain as well and will play Turtle Rock as well. Yeah, and what I was about to say is that even if the flute here is in Turtle Rock, it would not be too great for Captain because, yeah, Teto is doing the same. The best bot which can flip the lead here for Captain is that the flute is on the purple chest. And of course, Captain has to play the Smith chain, the entire Smith chain, very soon. Otherwise, it will look more and more dire here. So Teto is 2 crystals ahead, the Smith chain ahead, and items ahead. So if nothing great happens here, it's Teto's race to lose. Captain has a bow. The bow was in Thief's Town. Teto decides to take a look into the pit hole. Okay, Captain, what does the Mimic Cave have for you today? Just a cape. Cape opens a bumper ledge, and there is just a butter sword. I guess that was the actual reason why Captain did not grab it, because he had no cape. But even if he had, I'm not sure if he had taken it. Okay, both runners in Turtle Rock now. Captain on his way to the laser bridge with 4 more checks. Captain, by the way, I think does not know that Pat is dead. I think Teto checked it beforehand. Yeah, that means if the laser bridge has all left items of Turtle Rock, that could mean Captain will defeat the boss. Oh, there's our silvers. Very nice. Defeat the boss, which Teto will not do in this scenario. And that will expand his fleet, of course. And there it is. Shed was right. Flute on laser bridge. Yeah, that is the other scenario. Now Captain will nevertheless kill the boss and which consumes a lot of time, and Teto will be in go mode as soon as he has his flute. Yeah. And yeah, Teto is 2 dungeons ahead, his flippers ahead, which are hard required. Yeah, that means Teto in go mode after this. And that was a very, very kind and nice equipment today, because he will probably grab his the second bow before his flute. Yeah, and that means even that advantage will be gone for Captain. So I'm quite sure. Oh, Captain is about to die. He has to be very careful here. Does dodge, right? No! Oh, but he has a fairy left. Has he? Yes, he has. Okay. So, not too bad here. But of course, nevertheless, a small time waste. And congratulations, Captain, for your first pennant here. Oh, right. That's another huge disadvantage for Captain. If we have a kinda God Mire or any early big key in Mire, Captain will probably full clear it. Due to it's accessible and fully in logic now. And Teto can just go mode it. So this seat snowballs against the Captain now. Yeah, and he's even going towards Spy Cave, which we know has nothing. Yeah, and Teto plays the laser bridge top down. That means he will get the silvers. Some players, for whatever reason, play this bottom up. Yeah, in this case, Teto had missed his silvers, but hadn't been too big of a deal here. Yeah, now Teto, after 1 hour and 8 minutes in go mode, has 2 dungeons left to clear, which are Eastern Palace, where only the boss is left, and Misery Mire, which is untouched yet. And so I guess in total, let's calculate a little. I guess we will get 125 seed here. Kind of an average time for a cast boot. Yeah, but runners shaking heads here in Kakariko at the flute activation, whatever. Yeah, and okay, both in my area. Captain, of course, has to check some items here because he's not in go mode, because he skipped the smith chain. Yeah, and Teto can just enter. Maya's bombos, by the way. I guess the second medallion we got. Okay, the next interesting thing here is the key layout in Maya. Let's see if we have got one or not. Yeah, if the Maya big key is hidden properly, Maya can get quite tenacious. So you have route pretty much left and right and stuff. Yet it's not a God Maya. There it is. It's not a God Maya, but at least a fast Maya. Yeah, now Teto is heading towards his 6th crystal. Yeah, that's really Teto's game to lose here. Don't see any scenario where Captain can catch up. Unless, let's see, maybe Teto is doing some major mistakes, and a lot of them. Does not happen too often, but it does sometimes. So I'm back. I had to take a little break here. Yeah, in this situation, a co-commentator, of course, would be quite nice, just to trash talk a little bit. thinking about what I can trash talk to myself, but it's not that entertaining if I do it alone, I guess. So I hope you don't mind if I'm a little more quiet now. Yeah, and down it goes. Armor Knight, Teto's 7th crystal. That means Teto will enter Ganon's Tower next, and that means we are playing a nice game, which is the Bicky guessing game. Put your numbers down in the chat, and let's see where is our Bicky. I take the knight today. And on Captain's side, I think pretty much he will last locate the Smith chain. He knows that Teto had early access to it, and if he played it early, he will lose anyway. Okay, and Teto enters GT. Let's start to count. 1. Five done. Seven done. Not even a possibility to get any better equipment here. We've seen all bottles, all swords, all bows, and all mails. Well, maybe we can interpret the bugnet, of course, as enhancement, because you can catch ferries with it. But I have absolutely no clue what you want with a ferry with that equipment. Okay, Bicky is hiding today. Yeah, and it seems Captain makes what I mentioned earlier. He really wants to last locate the Smith chain, which is quite understandable. Teto has a blue meringue, and playing the rooms before with a red meringue, they are slightly faster with the blue meringue because flight time is shorter and it's more precise. I guess this is the reason why many runners prefer the blue meringue over the red meringue, but correct me if I'm wrong. There is our big key, and Teto, you are heading towards another chest. What do you want there? Okay, I absolutely did not count at all, just the first few chests, so I hope our tracker paid more attention than me. Otherwise, nobody won. Or you have to shout out yourself if you did. Was it 30? Okay. Are you kidding? Molas 2, down it goes. And Captain prefers to play Helmer Saw for 2 items worth due to the green pendant. Oh, it's actually 3 items worth because I guess he does not know what's on the pet, and this is his 3rd pendant. So he rather plays 3 items pendant than the Smith chain, where his actual progression is. Yeah. And mold on to. Oh, don't fall down. I mean, you can afford it, but don't do it. Okay, down it goes. No validation chest today. 2 more enemies to beat. Or 4. Depends on how you count. Or run. 1. Depends on how you count. No matter, make your own numbers. You can choose. Oh, and with the big chest left on Captain's side, pot has been worth even 4 items. Yeah, and Aganim finally is dead. And so there is just 1 encounter to face, which which Teto is about to do, with very nice and kind equipment. So no big deal here. Now we are in phase 3. Ganon is warping. Okay, by the way, it seems to be that 14 won the picky guessing game. So, a great shout out to Pythagorean theory. That sounds mathematically. Anyways, you won. Nice. Get your free internet coins and don't spend all at once. And there on Teto's side, down Ganon goes. And that means keep your GGs ready for Teto, who will defeat the bridge in a few seconds and win his second race in this tournament. GG Teto with a time of 1:26.37. And Captain, did he realize yet? Pretty sure he will maybe forfeit if as soon as he sees it. Maybe he wants to know where the flippers are. No, he goes ahead. Okay. Why not? But we will wait for Teto for the interview. He told me before he will come after the race and join us. Let's give him a second. Blind pet pull is of course the nicest pet pull for 20 rupees for your efforts. I know a faster way to get 20 rupees than to full clear 3 dungeons. Yeah, but Captain, really, I don't know if he wants to defeat Ganon or if he just wants to know where his flippers are. But if he does what I'm expecting him to do, he will notice in a second. Because the next check is the smith, and we all know the smith carries the flippers. Yeah, and that means go mode for Captain as well, right after Teto finished the seat. Okay, the second next check. Hammer picks first. Makes sense. And now a face game would be much appreciated. Okay, he just takes it. No rage bomb or stuff. Yeah, looks like he wants to finish the seat.
Hey.
Yeah, and there Teto joined us for a short and brief interview. Teto, GG.
Oh, GG. Great escape. One of my best skills out there. Glad we are playing casual boots, so escape is not mandatory, right?
Yeah, of course, here and there, even an experienced runner dies here and there. But I missed entirely what happened. Can you tell?
I missed the key dash, and I bumped against the door and into the snake with half a heart left, and I struggled and panicked and did things and died. Something like this.
Ah, the classical, I see. Yeah, so what are your thoughts about the seat?
At least quickly swords. So, I don't know. Last race against Sepp, yesterday it was such a nail biter, so whoa, this would be worth of a restream. But this was a great race. But I was looking for a sword. This was the decider, and this time I was happy to get a few swords early. So only the flute was the decider, and yeah, with the death in my mind, it's like there aren't any easy opponents in this group. It's a really strong, tough group. So I was 1 minute behind, and in the overworld and the light world, it's not that easy to catch up 1 minute if we both might last locate Aganim at this point. So it's like maybe you try something. I went for Hype Cave later on with the hammer. Like if there are other mids, I can just connect the other checks and maybe have a few advantages. So I felt not that happy with the mids wide on digging game, as this is pretty easy to route in back Smith. At least I thought so. I already heard that Captain did skip the Smith chain.
Yeah, right. Captain's go mode have been the flippers, and yours have been the flute, obviously. Yeah, but in terms of your death in the castle, both of you played pretty much the same in the light world, and you evenly entered the Aga Tower. And you got out like 10 seconds earlier. So this is what your execution here did on difference.
Yeah, but still, it's not an easy group, and the execution of Captain is also great. So it's like, yeah, a bit lucky. I don't know really how we played, if we really did the same. Maybe it was a Saha save and quit here or there, one more often. I don't know. I have to check this. But still, it's not easy to die at an easy par and be like, oh yeah, your mindset is totally cleared, because no.
Yeah, I can entirely understand you here. But one more time, we see one death. This is to the audience. One death does not decide the race, right? So the difference here are about 20 minutes if Captain is done, and that is what I meant while commentating. One single check can decide the game, and not a death or something like that.
Yes, sadly our last game was the same with Left Side Swamp, which I unexpectedly played and healed the go mode. So it's like another roughly unlucky play that it's not that close as it could have been, because I was like, ooh, this is going to be also a very close race, because you have the whole mountain open. You're going back for like 6 checks plus the TR dip, so you opt in for this. And I had just had in mind all the remaining of the Smith chain routing towards Swamp Palace, like joining in with the purple chest, the tablet, the Bombers tablet, and the north, like I never played King's Tomb or Graveyard Ledge. So I was like, those 4 checks are for Captain. I might go in for the Red Bomb. This is why I played Ice Palace before. And I hope like this is going to be a Turtle Rock play, and I might get a few execution seconds back. So this catch-up would work. But yeah, it's unfortunate when you're skipping.
Yes, of course. And Captain joined us as well. GG, Captain.
GG's.
Hey, GG's.
Yeah. Who went quite unlucky for you. What are your thoughts on the seat?
I could have done Smith chain router on the mids. It would have been a lot better. I guess that's about the only thing I can say. It's like everything else is just, glutes and TR, but your access is up on the mountain, and just Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't have the BTR or desert or anything. Just I'm assuming your go mode was probably the flu. So
Yeah, Teto's go mode has been the flute.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's why. Yeah, and of course after you came out of Maya, you did anything else but the Smith chain, which I can entirely understand.
Yeah.
Access was early, and if you skip it early, you can't play it.
Yeah.
So if you play it anyways, it will lose you the game if progression is on it. Yeah, and in this, like in this mindset, you did the absolutely correct play. And well, maybe in the next teen seed it turns out in another way, and I hope for you.
We'll see.
So sorry, go ahead.
I'm just, yeah. There's not much to say. It's just, it is what it is.
Yeah, it is. It's random, right?
Yeah.
How pleased are you guys with your standing in the tourney so far? Teto?
Yeah, I hope to go through smoothly, but I just lost yesterday against Seb, who is also a great player. Our matches here could have been two really close and maybe even a 1-1 in terms of scores. So this isn't an easy group. Even Scary Olive, the Quantile 1 player, lost the game against you, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
whoa, this isn't going to be a 6-0 group, I guess. So it's going to be a really tough one, and I think everything is still possible for everyone here.
I got my matches coming up with Seb on Saturday and Sunday, so we'll see how those go. But I just gotta win. That's all I can do.
Yes, but pretty sure you can do. Best wishes, of course.
Yeah, best of luck.
Best of luck, right? Yes, I guess if you are done, that's it. Do you have any last words left for our audience?
Just thanks for the comms and the tracking for the last minute again. Appreciate it. And I know you've been signed up for comp for a while, but last minute tracker, so appreciate it. Glad to be on the race stream again against you again. So that was nice.
Yeah, thanks for the restream, and as always, thanks Captain for the great game. Could have been a really close one. Unlucky one item checks. Hope if we are meeting again in the tournament or in the ladder or somewhere else, I bet we will have a really close one again.
Yeah.
Looking forward to this one.
Okay, then by me also great thank you to every one of the runners and the crew, especially Fishing Boo, who came in quite spontaneously and made this stream possible. And I think that's it. We are done for today. Have a nice last 3 tournament races to the runners, and yeah, see you soon and have a nice day. Good.